For a while now, I wanted to try sculpting a miniature by hand. Every time I've seen videos of people making miniatures by hand, I had the urge to try it myself. I realize this is happening often. I see something, and instead of just saying, "Oh nice, this is awesome," I'm like, "Thor, damn it, I have to learn and make this thing now. It's a gift and a curse, and I love it." Since I was hyped already for sculpting, I needed a subject, a theme, something to start with. You're thinking goblins, right? Normally, you would be correct, but this time it would be the goblin's big bro, an orc. Why orc, you ask? Well, first of all, they're awesome and fun, but another reason is Trent. Trent Holbrook, also known as Miscast. That amazing guy recently started kitbashing a new warband for Mordheim on his daily vlogs. Check the vlogs. I really enjoyed them. Nice job, Trent. Love your stuff. At that moment, I knew I had to take out some clay and start making my own warband. In this video, I'll share with you how I sculpted my first miniature by hand. We better get started. Maybe I was a little hasty with the clay. Where's the design, Jordan? So I put down the clay, washed my hands, I hope, and opened my tablet to draw an Orc BOSS. Because I need a leader and a hero. I started with the idea that he would look like an old school orc, with a big head and chunky everything. I could have made him with a lot less armor, but I decided it would be fun to sculpt, so armor stays for now. I knew I wanted him to have an axe, because axes are awesome weapons. The question is, do I make him with a one big axe, or two smaller axes, or three big axes, or and then I went and surprised myself and added a shield in the mix. In the past, I wasn't that fond of shields, but recently I started finding them kinda cool and useful. Also, a possibility to put another face somewhere. Now that the concept is done, comes the hard part. How do you start the sculpture? I'll need a skeleton, something to give structure to the whole thing. I used thin wire and had to figure out how to make the thingy. I made a little sketch to reference the scale, and you'll see how well I did. Spoiler alert, I got it wrong. I have three types of epoxy putty / clay, milliput, green stuff, and some unknown brand from Amazon. I thought it would be a good idea to start with milliput because it dries solid and hard. Sounds like a good base? As I was working on the miniature, I figured out milliput, not the greatest at detail, at least for me. I know I said everything should be chunky, but that's too much. When I tried using green stuff and the gray unknown clay, I had another challenge. It doesn't stick well to milliput. No idea why different epoxy putties do not like collaborating, but I gotta say, it was kind of annoying to work with that problem. I've heard that people mix them and have the best of both worlds, but it sounded too advanced to me for now, so maybe next time. Back to the Orc boy. The more I sculpted, the more I realized it got bigger than I wanted, and also didn't find him as cool as I was hoping it to be. What is to be done in such case? I say, start over. Yes, it could be difficult sometimes to put something aside when you put time and effort in it, and it might feel discouraging. It certainly does for me sometimes. But if you look at it as a stepping stone and opportunities to make more cool shite, it gets easier to restart again and again and again and again. Imagine Sisyphus happy, as my boy Albert said. Time for Orc Point 2. This one is going to be better, I can feel it. At least I think so. We'll see. Even the skeleton was better. Twisting wires is often a good idea. This was my solution for flimsy arms. I deviated from the initial concept for this one and make his proportions to look more like a modern orc, but keep the retro feel overall. I thought that I wouldn't like him if he is not smooth, but I kinda dig the crusty look. It gives him character, and the handmade look is very dear to me. It's a really cool feeling to make something of your own. It made more sense to me to start with the anatomy this time. That way it could make sense to me and help me decide how I sculpt the clothes and armor on top of everything. In the initial concept, I had him fully clothed with chainmail t-shirt, but then I realized maybe it would be more fun to paint more green skin. Also, he looks more barbaric like this, and that's a feature. I used one of my brushes that I paint with and put some clay on different parts. This was a good way to make the plates for the pauldron. I made 3 plates, but when I put them on the Mini, it was way too much, so I got rid of one of them. They fit perfectly, by the way. Big brain. I had to use wire to make a separate thing for his comically big horn. After that, I glued the horn on the top plate and it looked kind of funny, but I think I like it. I worked on the shield and axe separately as well. Much more manageable, definitely. One of the pet peeves I had while sculpting was to wait until the clay is hard enough to continue sculpting on top of it. I get in the zone, I want to do more, but now I have to wait because I could ruin the whole process. Good thing I have other projects in line waiting for me while I'm waiting. As I got to put more detail on the orc, I start liking him more and more. One thing I wasn't sure how to make was rivets, but then I remember that I have liquid green stuff. It worked like a charm. I made him a bag for the gold and a dagger in case he needed it. With that, I think I can count him as finished. So after waiting for everything to be hard as a rock, I primed him. And voila! It's time for the beauty shots! Pa, 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 pa. Hand sculpting miniatures is kinda hard, slower, but I think it's worth it. I had a really good time figuring out how to do the thing. Not sure if I'll make the whole warband like this, but we'll see. I might. Hand sculpting a troll sounds really good to me. Thank you for watching this video. If you like my video, you could watch my other videos. See you soon, bye!